Hashtag Bev for Real fans. Look her up, check her out, tune in.
Hi, Bev. I just want to say I'm extremely excited for you and your production company. You guys deserve the best, and you're extremely blessed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bev for Real show. Hello and welcome to the Bev for Real show. We're so excited to have you with us today. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Today we're in a town filming for the very first time, a small town called Alvin, South Carolina. That's right, you heard it, Alvin, South Carolina. And we have three entrepreneurs. We have Chef Marcus Middleton. We also have with us today Mr. Michael Gibbs, owner of the Atlantis Restaurant and Lounge. We also have with us today Mr. Quintin Middleton of Middleton Made Knives. So here you have it, and welcome to the Bev for Real show. Michael, tell me a little bit about yourself and where you come from.
Well, came from right here.
Okay.
Alvin, South Carolina.
Right.
Well, a little bit about me growing up. Like everybody up here, broken home. You know, my father left us when I was probably between the age of 12 and 14, I should say.
Okay.
But you know, it was certain things that I held on to that he would tell me before he left. And me being the only male, the middle child at that.
How many siblings?
Two. Well, two sisters.
Okay.
So, you know, having just females in the house and growing up with females, you know, one thing he always told me before he went on, he was like, son, you're the man in the house. So, you know, me being young, like, I'm a man in the house. Okay. So going through life, experiencing different things, and I realized like, oh, I got to step up, you know. And you know, I was raised in the church all my life, 18 years, 7 days a week.
I can attest to that.
I think we all can. I think we all
18 years old.
Yes.
I really can attest to that. I used to ride to school with him sometimes. I used to curse. He'd slap me in the mouth.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
There was no, you know, I was never used to curse, never used to drink, never used to smoke, never used to even listen to any type of music but gospel. But the respect that I got from my peers, it was like, you know, they seen the realness of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're real about it, then they're gonna respect you.
That's right.
You know, because you can't, if they see you half stepping, then you're like, well, how should I respect you? And you know what I'm saying? You're not giving your all.
That's
You know,
right.
into whatever it is.
Right.
You know, so that's where I got a lot of my respect from my peers, and I mean they used to call me church boy all through school, but I never had no problem. You know,
Right.
yeah, I mean Creflo Dollar style.
Well, that was
you know what I mean? I had my hair slicked back, you know,
Yeah,
at one
okay.
time, you know, yeah, but it was an image of my following someone that came in my life when my dad was there, who kind of stepped in, and that was my prophet. God bless the dead. You know, true man of God, very true. Everybody know him. I mean, he's, you know, when I say everybody, if you don't know about Prophet J.Z. Thomas, then, you know, he was one of the real prophets in South Carolina. So a lot of things that, like the slick back hair, that's how he used to do it there, you know. So, you know, we followed it, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when, you know, coming up, go to different churches, you know, and out of crowds, the preacher would call me out. Son, come in. You know, have my parents would come up the front, not knowing a lick about me, not knowing anything about me, but they would speak of my life. Like, son, God is going to use you.
Right
you know?
now.
Okay, you know me, you know, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, right.
But it didn't only happen one time. It happened multiple times with different preachers and different congregations. So right then and there, I knew, I was like, you know what? You know, something's real. Something about it real. So growing up in church, you know, went through a lot. Like even, I mean, I've seen a lot. I've seen the dead being rose back to life. Literally.
We don't
it's
see
real.
that no more.
It's real.
But,
it's the truth.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of things. And, you know, for, like, people, you know, this is the For Real show, so I'm going to keep it real.
Keep it real.
A lot of people don't know this side of my story that, you know, that I've been through. But it was at the age of 18. And a lot of people don't believe in certain things like this, but it's real. It's definitely real.
Oh, yeah.
Working for a company, and, you know, they were Arabs, you know, so just one day went into work and had a bottle of water sitting in the refrigerator. I took that bottle of water, started drinking. Not knowing that, though. Went home, came back the next day. I knew something was wrong. I was out of it. Like, I wasn't my normal self. People, you know, that it was a strip mall. And everybody on that strip mall loved me. You know, I could go in everybody's store and show love. But on this, you know, on this particular day, I'm walking around zombie. Like, yeah, like literally like walking, you know, you got these people that on these heavy hard drugs and they you know, people that mess their mind up and they around here zombied out, walking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been there. I've been that way. I've been there, yes. We call it witchcraft. A lot of people don't believe it, but it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
Come on now,
So,
let's talk about it.
You know, going through that, I went through that for 3 weeks straight.
For that one bottle of water.
One bottle of water.
Ooh.
And, you know, doing things that I don't normally do. Like, I look at it now and, like, some of the things that I've been doing, it's kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when it all was said and done, and I came back to see when I mentioned my prophet, a lot of people don't come back from that. They don't.
So that means somebody put something.
You know, a lot of people don't come back from, you know, having witchcraft put on them or anything like that. Once you lose your mind, your mind is gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
That's right.
And so happened, I mean, having a prophet in the midst, someone that really knows God, that's actually walking with him.
Come on now.
You know, turn that around. You know what I'm saying? And I came back to myself.
Wow.
Like I would sleep and I woke up and it was like a whole dream. You know, woke up crying in tears, mama come running to me, you know, and everything that I did in that whole 3 weeks, it played back. It played back. So when I woke up, I played back in my mind. I'm asking myself a question like, "Huh, did this really happen? Did I go to the hospital? Did I do that?" I mean, I was in the mall, you know, pocket full of money. I'm at the jury stand. I'm talking trash to the man. You know what I'm saying? Like doing things that I don't normally do. You know, I'm see females walking with their parents. And I mean, this was me at 18 years old.
Right.
And, you know, Going, I mean, literally, I'm, hey, let me holler at you. Not, I mean, something I wouldn't do, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But, you know, it brought a little, you know, my mom was a little embarrassed at time, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, I went through it, you know what I'm saying? It was something that had a hold on me. But with God, you know, and having that prophet in the midst, reversed the curse.
Ooh,
and I woke back up that one particular morning, and like I said, crying and screaming, everything playing back. I'm asking my mom, like, listen, did this happen? Did I go to the hospital? They went to the doctor. They didn't know. They couldn't tell me. Couldn't find it. They couldn't find it. Nobody knew, but the people I told that happened. What happened? So the curse got reversed, you know, and that right there, you know, just lets me know that ain't no doubt in my mind, ain't no thing that nobody could say to me that can deter me from my faith. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact.
Yes.
I know for a fact. Like I said, I've seen certain things. I've seen the dead being risen in my face. Like literally, one time we was at a youth conference in Florida, and we was at the pool and swimming in the pool, and this one dude, he, you know, we you know, everybody having fun, so nobody seen him. Like we looking like, where's he at? So I looked down in the bottom water. This pool went to 9 feet. I mean, I'm only 5'6" right now. So, and I've probably been, what, at this age, I probably was 15 at the time, maybe. So, seeing, you know, I located him, seeing him in the bottom of the pool, and he folded up in the fetal position. He was already gone. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew he was down there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like no struggle. Nobody seen him struggle. You know, he was just down there. But the instinct, you know, I could swim. My dad, that's one thing my dad, he did. He had me in short sleeve, you know, in them waters. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I knew how to swim. And me and this other guy that was there, we went down there and picked him up. Lifeless. Body was lifeless. Picked him up, got him out. The pastor came, my aunt, she came through and spoke life back into it. He came back to life right there. You know, so, you know, certain things that I've seen, I've witnessed throughout life, ain't nobody can tell me no different.
I understand.
I know he.
Yes, he did.
You know, like I said, this experiencing, you know, Holy Ghost. Yeah. Not too many people know about that Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? That's man. You know,
this is good.
You know, experiencing that alone, you know, that's one of the best feelings I ever had. Yes. Best feeling. You know, I tell people, you know, right now, you know, like I said, I've been in church since I was 18 years old. 7 days a week. Going faithful. You know, but I started experiencing things, started experiencing the world, you know, going out there, experiencing the world, doing different things. But one thing I never did, and one thing that never changed, was out my relationship.
Come on.
With him.
Yes.
I came to the concept. It don't take going to church 7 days a week, you know, to have that relationship with God.
That's right.
You got so many people in the church. That's right. You know, I can go there too now. Hey, but so I've experienced life. You know what I'm saying? And still experience life. You know, I mean, but like I said, that my relationship with God is still there. So guess what? He's still blessing me to this day.
All right.
This is a blessing. I'm on this show. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, and the things that I've been through, the things that I've accomplished, where I'm at right now, it ain't me. It ain't me having a lot of money, you know, because I don't have it. People may see what I got. It ain't money. It's blessings. It's doing right by others.
Yes.
Treating others
Yes.
the right
Come
way.
on.
You understand what I'm saying?
You preaching.
I mean, I go on for days and days, and I mean, we can sit there and talk for as long as we want, but you know, I mean, that's just a little bit about, you know, me and my side,
Right.
you know, the life I live.
Right.
I mean, but one thing I always tell people, now, see, you got people now that's behind the pulpit, they say they preachers, they say they this, they say they that. How could you be when you never went through nothing in life? Come on.
You want to play that again? Turn to the hand.
Come on, man. How could you be behind the pulpit and you never experienced anything bad in life? Never went through ups and downs.
This is real.
And it's true. How could you speak amongst thousands and thousands of people behind a pulpit, but you never experienced? You never went through. You never went through. But you got a lot you got a lot that's going on nowadays. And I tell people all the time, hey, you know, they look at me, oh, you used to do this, you used to be a priest, used to be in church. Guess what? I still go to church. Not like I used to. But guess what? And I will tell them, my faith and my relationship with God has never changed.
Come on now.
Never.
Come on.
So he's putting me through right now, because I know I'm called. I know I'm a son of God. I know I'm a child of God. I know that. And what I'm going through now, the things that I've been going through, and I'm going through now, is a test.
Yes.
It's trials and tribulations.
Yes.
You know, it's burdens that he had to put on my shoulder. Because he ain't gonna give nothing to somebody that you know who can't withstand the fight and who can get through it.
And who can you trust?
Who can you trust?
How can you go through something? How can you go through the fire and don't smell like smoke?
All right.
How can you say you've been tested and went through the trials and you went through the tribulation and you don't smell the anointing? I don't feel the anointing when you speak. I don't feel something like, man, come on.
This is keeping it real.
Oh yeah.
Since you're, I'm like a tomboy.
Hey,
you started. You started. I told you it's not over.
Y'all don't understand. I'm sitting here, I don't know if you see me, I'm holding the cheer because you know I'm there with y'all. I'm there with y'all. I understand it. Listen, I'm loving it. This is nobody but fun, and I'm loving it. And I appreciate y'all for keeping it real because people need to hear this. There are so many people that have gone to churches and come out and still broken. Still broken. Sitting in the service and not even coming out, don't even understand. You can say, how was service today? Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like, I want you to take a survey right now. Look at how Mike look. Look at how I look. Look at my brother. We don't look like a typical church folk. But when God has done something, when the anointing has taken place in your life, and He start to shake up and start to move things, like this, it's like, for example, you got a sheet of glass, and just imagine that sheet of glass is your life, and then one day a baseball hits the glass, and it shatters everything that you perceive your life to be. Now you can say to yourself, oh, I'm broken. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to go. And it's funny like how God is the glue and how He can mend stuff and put stuff together. Have you ever been to Michael's and JC Moore's and how they have these big dish and look like they're broken glass? Broken glass. And you see how it's more beautiful than it was before? So I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Like even though my mindset has been one thing, but when God has broken me, but He's broken me gracefully. And just like how you know the mosaic plate, even though there's glass, but there's joints in between. And the joints between that's the grout. So I say that's the Holy Ghost all in between. Even though I'm broken, but I'm mended by the Holy Ghost. Do I have a witness in here?
Come on. Yes.
See, everything that we have gone through, everything that we have come against our life is just a moment right now.
Yes.
Because it takes this moment to speak life into somebody.
Yes.
Because if we don't speak, how can we breathe life to somebody? How can we teach the youth if we don't speak? Because we are like, I'm a little older than these two, but like Alvin brought up saying, like, we'll go in this house, stay in this house. But if you don't speak these things, how can the brokenness be fixed? Exactly. Because just like I was saying, I believe in you because what you were saying, because the Bible says, touch not my anointing and do my prophets no harm. See, when I was telling you, like when I was molested, I wanted to tell my parents. I wanted to tell my father.
Yes.
My father is a big man, and he's just as big as me. And if I told my father what these people were doing to me, he would have killed me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, Mark, yeah, he would definitely kill me. Them, there's two.
Yes.
So it's funny how God moves. So the first person, even though he was a family member, he basically withered away to God. He started to lose control of his body functions. He couldn't do things the way he used to. And he just withered away. Yeah. And the second person, the person that we were with probably 4 days out of the week, and he just went crazy and shot himself and killed himself.
See?
In the chest. He just bowed.
See?
Touch my mind. Do my prophets. But see, the thing about the harm, the fire, just like the fire gonna go out. But what the fire is doing is making us pure gold.
Yes.
See, even though once the fire is gone, once the heat has been taken away, once once everything that needs to happen to create the pure gold, the final result.
Yes.
I'm pure. Why? Because I went through.
And I'm here to tell it.
I'm here to tell it.
And not afraid.
And I ain't afraid to shout.
There you go. That's it right there.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Bet for Real show. As you can see, this up here with these three young men, I'm telling you, this is for real. This is real heart-to-heart talking to you, and we're being set free up here, and we know that the Father is in the movement in the midst of us. And this is just powerful. While we were on the break, we were just talking about the trueness and the realness of the things that we have seen the Father do. And he is walking this earth today. The faith and the trust that we must keep through the battles. I don't even care what they look like. He's an on-time God. He would never fail. He would never let us down. And the situation is, people get upset when it comes to the Father. Oh, if this happened to this God, how did he let this happen? The thing of it is, he didn't.
Right.
He said, I'll never leave you or forsake you. Right. So what are you doing that's not right?
Not in the will.
Trust him.
Not in the will.
This time is the perfect time. I can speak that because I know I had it at one point in my life where my life was about to be cut off. How was I going to feed my 3 children? We were hungry. I'm telling you the truth here, we were hungry. And I remember going to the window. Father, I don't have no lights. I don't even know how to feed my baby. Lord, all I can do is feed her water. And I'm telling you, at the very hour was the knock at the door. I'm telling y'all something. And I got scared because I looked and dodged the eviction notice. You understand? I avoided that very hour, that knock. I was scared to go to the door, but I went. And it was my mother and my sister that came and pulled me and my children out of something I didn't know how we was going to get out. Trusting God, they were hungry. I didn't know how we were going to survive. I didn't know how we were going to make it. It's that faith. It's that faith.
What do you mean?
A mustard seed. Oh, God. Mustard seed.
This is like, I'm listening to your story. I'm so in love with it. And your audience, they say, wow, I can identify with you. I can identify with him. I can identify with Mike, and you'll be here for Marcus.
That's right.
But,
You're not going to sit quiet.
like, but the thing is, what I want your audience to understand or to get, don't get stuck in the transition.
Come on.
Like on the move to getting to the new, because sometimes we're so used to the old
Yes.
and afraid of the new.
Mm-hmm.
So if, just like Peter, and Jesus said, come, Peter, walk on the water. But if you can just think about it, like when the transition from the boat to the water, right in the middle when he's straddling it,
Yes.
he's stuck in the transition from something that he knows and the unknown. But he sees his promise. I want to get to the promise because it's been shown to me what the promise is, but I am in my familiar. And I'm stuck in the transition from the familiar to the unknown. But you gotta have faith to get to the promise. Amen.
You have to have that faith.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's where I was with my children. I knew that crackers wasn't filling them up. I had ran out of money. I ran out of everything. But I trusted God. I didn't even have milk to give to my babies. Oh my Lord, I didn't have that. And I'm like, I'm their mother. How do I survive, God? We're all hungry. I would make sure that they could eat these crackers. I had nothing. And I was too ashamed to call back home and say, Mom, help me. Stop. But I knew how to pray. And I thank God He heard my prayers. And my mother was a praying God and was able to receive the call of Father and stepped out on her obedience. Wow. That's deep right there by itself. She didn't judge me. She opened her arms and grabbed me and said, baby, I'm here to take you home. She didn't ask me, why is your life not working? You understand? My sister said, give me my nieces and nephews. We're going home. My mother said, grab what you can and leave the rest, baby. We're going home. Mama here to take you home. Oh, God, I'm here. I'm seeing it. I see my babies smiling because they saw their grandma. I saw my little girl. She was just kicking and smiling. It was like she knew. I couldn't even say, Mama, thank you, because I was too busy crying. Because God heard my voice. Woo! And I'm saying to my audience, don't feel stuck. God will make a way out of no way.
There's a way out.
Trust and believe. Don't give up. Don't ever come to the point in your life he said it would help me, but he moved too slow. And see, I've been there too.
Patience.
Instead of me waiting, I leaped. And when I leaped, I fell back in the trap. But when I learned how to wait on God and trusted him, and when he said, Lord, I'm here, woo! It's a difference. It's a difference. Do you know how many relationships? I always felt like, oh, I'm gonna get him, I can fix him. Men just don't identify. Oh, if I get him, I can fix him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when I get stuck, the Father said, I didn't tell you that was your lead in the first place. You chose.
It was just your assignment.
It was just your assignment. But now you take care of it. Now, I'm going to fix it. Because if I cry, Lord, you get me out of this, I promise I won't do it again. Next year, I'm stuck again. Until I had to learn to really love myself. When you learn to love yourself and allow God to be God and not fix the mess that you created, it's the greatest feeling of all. It's the greatest feeling. Can y'all remember? Marcus, hear a little bit from you. Talk to me.
How y'all doing? Well, I'm a chef. I've been cooking for about 8 years now. It first started off with a family thing. Every year we would have about maybe 4 to 7 gatherings, and I think I'm being shy about it too. I'm thinking like I'm probably leaving out Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, but family was always a key thing for my family on dad's side. It was just like, whatever the cause is, it's like, we're going to come together, we're going to put everything behind us in the past, and we're going to eat, we're going to break bread, we're going to love each other, we're going to have a good time. So, growing up for me, that was always a thing for me. That's something that I always enjoyed, to see everybody come together. Even if I was always the reserved one, just chilling or, sitting in the corner or whatever. But, I took all that in, you know what I'm saying? Always still had a lot to say, but sometimes I just never knew how to say it or, bring it out. And, and it always felt like the people that didn't know me got more than the people that knew me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, for example, I'm going to use you for example. I don't know you from a can of paint, and you needed some type of advice, some type of help, everything that I got from my family or I've seen my peers or anything like that. Boom, I'm going to give you all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I would rather see you smile and be happy, and I put that energy on you. Because I know I can kind of control myself a little bit. But but outside of that, that passion for food was always there. It was created in the family, and from there, I played football. I felt pretty good until I tore my ACL and CL meniscus my senior year, and it wasn't football. Actually, it was playing here in Alvin. We had a 4th of July basketball game, and I actually jumped over my uncle to steal the ball, and yeah, it just wasn't pretty. I was pretty much 5'11", 290 pounds, 300 pounds. It's a big guy. And one thing led to another. And, I messed up my knee, but I was still blessed and still able to, play my senior year. But outside of that, I went to South Carolina State University. And let me back up a little bit. So yeah. So during my senior year, it was pretty rough for me as well. But I didn't expose or show a lot of it. 2007, my dad passed. It was like but at that time I didn't take it like that. My father, he was very a private person. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. He was putting me like, don't cry, don't do this, you be soft and nothing like that.
Right.
So he was real blunt. He was real street. So was my grandfather. I saw some sides that of my dad, his friends, and of my grandfather that a lot of my family members didn't see. You know what I'm saying? So, even to the point where, how he conducted money, how he did this and how he did that. So, through my grandfather.
Okay.
2007, my dad died. I was at football camp. I got the information. I called my mom. I thought something wrong with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why I was, still taking it hard or whatever. But, once I found out with my dad, it wasn't a sigh of relief, but it was still, slap in the face or whatever like that. And from there, I was more of a cold-hearted person, outside of that. So it was like feeling from even the spiritual, even the friends or whatever. It was kind of it is what it is, so whatever happened, happened. So, I was very nonchalant and cold for a lot of years. Even though, my mother and my brother, they set great examples for me to follow, I was never interested.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about how you said, from what I pick up from when you were speaking on, you like to take care of others, to make others smile.
Right.
But you didn't take care of yourself. You always put others ahead of you.
Right.
How are you dealing with and coping with that now? Are you still in that part of life? And then you talk about being cold. I know that feeling too.
Right.
You're sick and tired of being tired. And sometimes you can get cold.
Right.
But, tell me about those. Tell me where
So about that, like I say, when it comes to catering to others, I feel as though in a formal way, I still do that. To be
do
honest.
you think doing that was part of covering up some of your pain as well?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay.
So it's just like now, when it comes to that, like I cook for them, so it was always to please the client, to please the customer, and within years of doing that, and just trusting that process, it was just like I learned how to love it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, I can't draw, I can't sing, I can't do this, I can't do that. I just had to find something, that pretty much always caught my attention. Because I always know that, people always have to, feed off each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
deep.
I never knew how to feed. I was always, somewhat of a giver. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had much.
Right.
But,
Right.
And a lot of times too, I wasn't a person that expressed a lot.
Right.
I'll let you tell me everything. Why don't you go tell me? No.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you nothing. What you want to know for?
Right.
So,
Right.
but anywho, and just when it comes to that, throughout the years of, just trying to find myself, while I'm going to school in Orangeburg, being around people that's doing some of the wrong things. I know my mom would.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know my brothers would. I know my family would. You know what I'm saying? So we're just like, what do I need to do? Who do I need to find? Who do I need to trust?
Right.
And even though I had all these answers, I still came to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it was not the fact of I didn't have, it's just the fact that I didn't know how to express. And a little bit because I didn't want to too. Because me and the other was just like a pride thing. And as time went by, my brother would even tell you, I'll keep it short and cordial, a little laugh, a little this, but I would never tell you to mug. You know what I'm saying? I would never tell you, you know, I'm going to do this, I did that, or I'll do this, I did that. You know, I was a sticky thing of that. I used to do some, you know, some stuff my mom, you know, would definitely, you know, I'm gonna keep it like that. But,
That's good.
They be looking for you.
I'm gonna keep it like that.
Right.
But you know, throughout it all, you know, I grew up in a church as well. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, you know, I had a perspective. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those persons where, like, in the beginning, if I didn't see it, if it wasn't tangible for me, like, I couldn't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm a hands-on person. So, like, this is how I teach people, like, you know, from managing people from, you know, in the kitchen, things like that. Like, people like, all right, they call me on the phone, I meet them on the other side of the kitchen or other side of the campus or whatever. Marcus, how you do that? I'll be there. You know what I'm saying?
Let me go.
Let me show you.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of times I didn't get that through school, through family, or even, you know, culinary. You know, I just had to learn on my own. And even though I may have had help, sometimes I didn't accept it. You know what I'm saying? It was just me, I guess.
Right.
But yeah.
So about bullying days.
Huh?
Bullying days.
Oh, that was
Season.
yeah, it was a bullying scene. We got to rewind. We got to go back.
Oh, that's another issue.
You know.
So that was a
You know, listen, don't tell me about that because I do have that nonprofit, Watto, and
All
it gets deep views, so that's part of bullying.
All right. So yeah, you know, when I was little, see, I used to get bullied. So when we can get there.
But that is deep. Because you know what? We have probably some kids that are watching. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. Real talk.
All right. So,
seriously.
So what got me to bullying other people, I took martial arts. So, you know, I took taekwondo for a good while. And, you know, with that being said, you know, my brother, that nigga, he was always, you know,
The karate.
Yeah. My mom would call me Woods Rat. Right? Because none chucks all that. He was grappling, he would put him in the tree, try to climb up, he tried to be an assassin. He's like, he's that guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
This one over here.
Yes. I'm gonna tell him. If I ain't telling him, I'm gonna tell the dude. But yeah, so it was just like, okay, he used to practice with me a good bit. So, you know, I was like, well, all right, I'm gonna take it to other people. So this comes with, you know, people like, you know, Mr. Michael, you know, while we were little, you know, running around and Alvin. You know, I was always bigger than everybody. You know, so I used to try to use some of my skills, but it was never to the point that where I would literally try to hurt somebody. Right. We were always playing. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, outside of that, you know, I sort of like, I'm the big dog. Yeah, you know, I need you to know that. You know? And then as we started to get older, everybody got a little faster. They would outrun me. Okay. I'm ready, but I still got you. Don't come close. I'm gonna get you. You know? So, but yeah, but outside of that, you know, for bullying, you know, I didn't take it as that. But it was just like, you know, at that time, you know, hey, I'm getting beat up by my older brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna beat up some older people too.
That's how it works. Yeah. That's how it works for, you know, not just bullying. Let me, you know, I keep reflecting about, and I know it's not about me, but anytime I can relate to anything that you guys are saying, I'm going to bring it to the forefront. You know, I was in an abusive relationship when I was a teenager. First boyfriend, I took lickings and the tickets so I couldn't hide them. I had came home and my mother and my father was devastated. My face was on one side the smell. I didn't know if I would get to see. My hair was gone. What happened was I took the people's then too. Far as being raped by him. Back then, I didn't know. I was just fighting. I didn't have no pleasure or anything that I was doing or what was happening to me. And I'll never forget it. His mother was in the other room and heard me screaming and she wouldn't come out. But when we got grown, I always wanted to ask him, why? Why? And I had that opportunity to ask why. You know what they told me? That's all he knew. His mother was gone. That's heavy. I was like, because I never did anything wrong. He was my first boyfriend. Why? When I was able to tell this man, I forgave you for a long time. Because you was not going to defeat my heart. So I can relate what you're saying, the part of you was giving and you were giving. You know what I'm saying?
Transfer of energy.
Yes. Yes.
Generational curses.
Come on now, let's talk about that.
I'm hearing what my other brother was saying. And at that time, that's when I was going through my issues, my darkness. And then that's when the Holy Ghost changed everything. And I will never forget this. My cousin, our cousin, told me, Quintin, I dare you to be different. And you can follow everybody else. And everybody else doing the same thing. But Quintin, I see greatness in you. And I dare you to be different. So that's when it changed. That's when I decided to break our generational curse.
Yes.
From our father and our grandfather.
Yeah, he's definitely different. That's a good thing.
Yeah, oh yeah. Basically. So it went from being, and let's be real, from being a womanizer, from loving women, and just doing whatever we want to do because we were never taught how to really be a husband or a father or a man. We were shown how because out of the mysticism of Isaac Middleton, Charlie Middleton. So, oh, he's great. And we have the mysticism of it, but they never really tell us how to get there. So, and we heard so many things about these men that we idolize. And from now being older, looking at what my granddad did and what my dad did, even though my grandmother stayed in a relationship, my mother didn't. And then now I'm married. And I'm saying, wow. Okay, I see certain tendencies start kicking. I see certain things start to come up in my marriage. And I'm starting to say, okay, you need to do something. You need to change this. And because I got people watching me. I got people looking at me. And he started changing and doing things in this body here. And now I'm calm. I'm loving. I have a smile. It's funny what a smile can do.
Yes. Yes.
It's funny what a smile can do. Yes. But going back to being, let's say, the womanizing thing, because a lot of men go through that.
Yes.
Or having the lust for another woman, even though you're married.
Come on now.
So,
boom.
What makes it hard because we never taught to be open with your partner. Because we are men, we are warriors. We need to be the strong man.
Yes.
We need to be the protector and not understanding that we need cover too.
Yes.
But
Come on.
So if you don't know how to become and understand what the other person is going to do, you're going to be selfish the whole time. Because what the man is doing, or woman, is being selfish.
Yes.
Because the other person the reason why the man goes out to have fun with another woman, even though he may be married, is because it's selfish. Because he's trying to fulfill something in his mind, because it's funny how the mind works.
Yes.
And we want to do these things. My barber told me this a long time ago. He said, Quintin, I'm going to tell you something that your grandmother told me. He said, why go out and get beef and you got a freezer full?
Did you see that?
You got a freezer full and you don't even know what to do with. So Mark, the chef, can tell you can do so much with a ribeye. Like so, but you have to nurture it. You have to caress it. You have to love on it. You have to research. You have to
Be open.
Come on.
Because if you don't have the faith of the mustard seed, even though it's a seed, but it still has to grow. It has to be in a perfect atmosphere to be able to get nourishment from the surroundings. So if the seed doesn't get nourishment, how can it grow?
Ain't got no water.
Ain't got no water.
Dry.
So if the seed doesn't have nurturing, if the seed doesn't have water, if the seed doesn't have light, how can it birth forth some fruit? So that woman that you may be cheating on, or not,
Vice versa.
or vice versa. If you don't put life into it, who else? If you don't breathe life into your seed or whatever you have, if you don't breathe life into it, how can it grow? And then changing the way I do things allow my relationship to grow. So as a young man, for nowadays, it doesn't go past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and me and my wife, we were there 12 years. Even though that may not seem long, but for my generation, that's a long time.
Not sure you saw it.
But the thing is, it's funny. I prayed, I said, God, you need to give me wisdom. You need to show me something. I didn't know what I was praying for. But when he started giving it to me, I was like, wow. Like, what is this exactly? What is this? So if now you're giving me wisdom, you're giving me understanding. So now I'm realizing that even though I bullied my brother, and I've done some things to him that I shouldn't have, but now I'm more caring.
But I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't gonna cut you off. I did some things to you too.
Yeah, but this is you know, I did.
Brothers.
I had to get back. You almost didn't make it. TTG.
So from that, and God is showing me how to care.
Right.
Now, to being nourishing to somebody, reaching up and uplifting someone.
Yes.
And from doing that, I'm seeing God move. It's like, it says when God anoints you, it goes from the top of your head to your beard, to your body, it goes down. So whoever you're attached to, and the anointing starts to flow, is going to flow upon him also. So, I'm kind.
Come on. That's a big word.
Yeah, I'm kind.
That's a big word.
That's a big 4-letter word.
Yes,
Big 4-letter word. So men, women, if you want your relationship to grow,
come on, tell them.
be kind,
Be kind.
be nurturing, because it's easy to be strong,
Yes.
but it's hard to be kind.
Yes. And learn to listen. You can't out-talk one another. You got to listen. And if you're not ready to listen, maybe you need to step away for a minute to get your thoughts together.
Yes, ma'am. It's like,
Communication.
I do not believe in this old saying, do not go to bed angry. I don't believe that.
Come on.
Why?
Tell us why.
is because if you're angry and if you're in the moment, you will say something you regret. You will regret.
Yes.
So take your time. Come back to the situation.
That's right.
Like it's like me. If I'm working in my shop making knives, I call it losing the mojo.
Okay.
If I'm grinding a knife and I'm making a knife and I know things are going wrong and I try to fix it and it will start to snowball. It'll get worse, and then I messed up everything.
Right.
So sometimes you just got to take your hand off and say, okay, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna say something.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Reevaluate.
That's right.
And I'm gonna say something. What you said earlier. You have to learn how to wait.
Come on.
It's just like
It's a virtue.
Standing still and doing nothing isn't the same thing.
Come on.
You would think it's the same thing because when you're standing still, you're doing nothing.
So you gotta pay attention to variables and details.
So if you're doing nothing, you're not expecting anything.
That's right.
But when you're standing, expecting, waiting for something to happen.
And it happens.
And it happens.
God's time.
Amen to that.
Perfect time. Perfect time. This is heavy. This is heavy. This is some good stuff here. And this is what it's about for us, for the Bet for Real. We want to educate, encourage, and bring the resources. Bring the resources. And I think we're doing just that right now. Giving them the resource to be patient, to be kind, communicate.
There's a way out.
There's a way out. There's a way out.
Since you being real, I never heard my brother's side.
Say that again.
I never heard your side
Wow.
because I was too busy trying to be the example.
I'm not going to get emotional because a lot of people that know me know that I will cry. I'm crying because I can feel when things are real. And I'm feeling it right here. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's really deep. To not know what your brother is feeling. To be able to hear him say the things. There's got to be healing going on here.
This is one thing, like, if I didn't know how, just like I said, trying to be able to hear.
Right.
Because there's one thing as men, we're so used to standing our ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go like a hand on that because, or standing your ground because there's give and take. Sometimes it's hard to listen or submit because also submitting is power.
Right.
Like if I have power and I have strength, and I say, I'm going to back away that strength. Because I know what I can do.
Right.
I know what I can say.
Right.
But I'm submitting in my strength.
Mm.
And to sit back in my strength and to hear his standpoint and not be overshadowed by it.
Right.
And say, I understand.
Or be angry.
Or be angry. I couldn't do that 5 years ago.
Deep. This is deep.
Oh,
Yeah.
But this is what I'm talking about. Healing. Being true. Being real. We'll be right back. Hey you guys, this is Bev from the Bev for Real Show. I'm so excited. I'm here at Atlantis. Check this out.
The food is phenomenal.
The owner right here. Come on out, come through. Atlantis is it, the food, the music, hands up,
all right.
and the A is down.
All right.
See you on the next time. Real Show. So as you can see, we've been doing some heavy talking here. So we're gonna bring it back with a little cool down because we can go on and on when it comes to the father, when it comes to the experiences we have and the growth. Let's talk about a little bit about your businesses. Chef, tell us what you got going on, how people can reach you, what you do and your meals. What's your favorite meal to cook? Tell us about that.
Man, where do I start? I'm gonna start like this. So my business is called Middleton Cuisines. It actually was a little piece of my brother's, his Middleton made knives, but he inspired the name as well. So I was like, hey, I'm a Middleton. I'm making this cuisines. So I want to stand by my last name as well. He set a great example. So on that aspect, I needed to set another great example. So Middleton Made Cuisine started in 2014. I was working at a restaurant called The Ordinary. Chef Michael Gibbs, great chef. Hey, my brother, I can get in there too. Outside of that, I was running and I was working, and the chef took credit for something that I did.
Your creation.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it took me a while to really understand that when it comes to actually operating a business, operating anything. So, I had to make a huge batch. I had to convert it to, from a small batch to a 200-pound batch. And I did all the cutting, I did all the math, I did all the cooking, everything. And for him to be like, all right, I did this, I created this, thank you. He took all my shine, he took all my filming, he took all my lighting, he took all that. So that day I had that epiphany. I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. So from there, I just had that entrepreneurial spirit started to grow from there. Because growing up, my mother, my great-grandmother, my brother, my aunts, uncles, everybody had like the entrepreneurial type of spirit in them. And or side hustle that they were doing. They was always grinding and pretty much providing for their family. So that's when I was like, I'm cooking, I'm already in the field, I have a lot of knowledge on it thus far. I've been teaching, kind of doing a little preparation and demonstration and cooking classes. So I was like, all right, I got enough skill, I'm just going to start to try. So took a step out on faith, just trusted the process. And from there, it's just like, one person tried me, which was a neighbor. It was I want to cook this or that, or you just cook whatever you want to cook. It was only 20 people there. I made enough to feed 200 people. Wow. I was very heavy-handed. But I did it all.
20 to 200.
But I did it all by myself. It was like, dang, Marcus, how can you create so much food for, only cooking for 20 people, but, and you did it all by yourself or whatever. It was like, well, I do that work. So, and then from there, as I started to pretty much study my competition or people that I looked up to or things of that nature, I started to really pay attention to variables and details. That's one thing I learned while I was working at all these other restaurants. The craft, the presentation, the etiquette, and like I said earlier, I can't draw or do other things, but I can cook. I can put a plate in front of you like, you eat this, right? You eat that.
Tell us a few specialties.
My specialty is, well, my brother here, he said something about sexy smoke. That was always something, but it just never really got out there to that mainstream type thing to where I'm at now. But sexy smoke started off because I just loved the barbecue. Okay. We would always have something to do. My great grandmother would hear stories stuff I heard doing pool halls and stuff like that. I'm in the backyard and she was just in a wheelchair. You know, she was stoking fire, this. Tell her husband, flip that y'all, flip that whole thing out. So, you know, I could hear, you know, I haven't heard her say these things, but I could hear her, you know, through the stories. But when it comes to favorite dishes, my favorite dishes, whatever's gonna make you happy. Whatever's gonna make you be like, oh man, let me tell my friends. My favorite dish is like, hey, Marcus called me. My favorite dish is, you know, a handshake. Whatever it is to make you remember me, or whatever it is for me to change your world, change your life, that's my favorite dish.
That's I'm serious. I like it.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I like that.
You know, going back, you know, before we get too far, you know, I said something like I would always like to take care of other people. I guess that was always my thing. Because people took care of me. You know, I was a baby. You know, so I always at least know how to take care of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was taken care of from my mother, my brothers. You know, they spoiled me in ways that other people couldn't imagine. It wasn't money, but it was always just like time, or hey, come with me, or I'm gonna get you this, or I see you working, keep on, you know, so and so and so. But so that's how it came about to the catering side. And just like, all right, I can do this for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it work. And then to now, Middleton Cuisine has been very successful.
Okay.
Due to the growth of studying other chefs, being other chefs, with other chefs like Chef Benjamin Dennis, Chef Kevin Mitchell, Mike Lotta, Craig Deal, Chef Bob Cook. Jeff Ryan. What's the hot sauce name? Don't say it. You might gotta say it. Oh, man. But anywho, I can't remember. Red Clay. There we go. Jeff Ryan and Red Clay. Shout out to him. Big time. Jeff, he was definitely you know, great help. While I was at the Ordinary as well. That was more of my apprenticeship, you know, pretty much to taught me to take care of knives, take care of my station. I had the smallest station in the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much these two tables put together. With a sink in the middle. So it was like, you know, I had to set up on this table and make that 200-pound batch of this and that, you know. So, and I had to take in all the orders for everybody, you know. So it's like, yeah, I was doing all the grunt work, you know. So I was the heavy lifter.
You were making it happen.
Hey, got to. But yeah, outside of that, you know, being around these other chefs to get to where I'm at now and know how to actually handle it, and you know, have Middleton make cuisine be a good pressing chef service in South Carolina. It's pretty cool, you know. I'm able to go to Columbia, Greenville, Myrtle Beach, been in Atlanta for a little while. Even had some people call me down to Florida.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
that's awesome. So you will travel.
Yeah, I will travel. If the ticket right.
He'll travel. He will travel.
Yeah. So,
check him out. So do you have a web page or?
It's in the works. If y'all got anybody, send them away. Whatever. But it's in the works of that because yes, the inquiries are real.
Okay.
They are, you know, due to COVID, I've been blessed to be able to take care of other people still.
Awesome.
And the influx has been very real. So it's very overwhelming a little bit in a good way.
Right.
I'd rather be overwhelmed with inquiries that I possibly can't get to than to have none.
Amen. That's right.
Yeah. And you know, if I never told you, bro, thank you. You did a pretty good job, man. You know? Yeah. And like, you know, I don't give him enough credit. You know, he helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? I might give all these other guys, you know, chefs credit, but without my brother to be like, all right, you know, hey, don't you make money, you don't look bad.
Look like that.
Building your solid foundation, bro.
Right.
make me look bad.
Right. Hey, you know,
Create a solid foundation.
got Russell. You should have quit on the boy like that. But hey, I had to do what I had to do. You know, I was called out my name and this and that, but that's a whole nother. Yeah, like the show can go on for hours if you want.
Absolutely.
But just to kind of wrap it up on my side, Middleton Magazines, it's an establishment that creates experiences for whatever you want. So whatever your imagination or fantasy is, I'm here to create it.
All right now. All right. Love that. That's
You dropped the thing.
All right.
that is. Ta-da! Ta-da!
Big consolation.
Exactly. I know that's right. All right. So, Mr. Gibbs, tell us about Atlantis.
All right. Atlantis. Well, like I've said before, and I'll reiterate again, we've been open a year now. June 14th last year. June 14th this year, middle of the year. Black-owned business, Atlantis. You know, the theme of it, you know, speaks for itself. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna show y'all this. This is it. See it, but I have my menus here, and y'all can see our logo. So it's a great theme that we came up with. My brother, them, family oriented business, great food. We have the best seafood in town.
Wait a minute. Let me stop. Okay, so I saw this picture of what's that? The lobster bird? Y'all better go to that. Tell them about your website so they go see that lobster bird.
Lobster bird. Well, we have a Facebook page, Atlantis Restaurant and Lounge. Y'all can check it out. We working on a website at this moment, so that'll be up soon. Instagram, we have it on Instagram. I think we got it on Twitter too, if I'm mistaken. But since we've opened, you know, we've had our ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? As a business, you know what I mean. Every business goes through its ups and downs, but like you said, even with life, it's how you deal with it.
Right.
You know, how you withstand the struggles.
Right.
You know, the trials and tribulations, just like life. Atlantis, you know, before I'm gonna go back. See, I used to been, when I was 15, I started off in working fast food. But me, you know, fast food wasn't, the food industry, I, you know, didn't think that I was gonna be, you know, in there still.
Right.
You know, because I'm a certified welder, that's what I went to school for.
Okay.
I started technical college, graduated in 2012.
I can.
Oh yeah. And I'm also a certified locksmith. So can't do any of those things now. You know, unfortunately, 2 years ago was an accident, total loss of work truck with the Berkeley locksmith. So, you know, kind of set me back a little bit, but it was all in God's plan. You know, because certain things, you know, I went to school for welding. Yeah, I'm a locksmith, but hey, that's just things I got on my belt. I ain't saying that's what God want me to be in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I had a cousin. He told me this about 2 months ago. Matter of fact, you was there when we was in Macbeth, and he was speaking about how we should connect and how, you know, and but he told me, he was like, one day when I was with my dad, and he saw me drawing in the sand and the dirt. When I was drawing a building, you know, not knowing, you know, hey, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? But today, that was the vision. That me drawing that building in the dirt is where I'm at now.
Wow.
You know, and also I'm big on faith. You know, I'm strong with faith and a big believer, and so I believe I had faith and work. And now I'm here. You know, I was in an accident and haven't worked on nobody's job since. This was 2018.
Wow.
You know, but through God's grace, I'm still here. I'm here on the For Real show.
All right now.
So,
For real.
for real. But it kind of limited me from doing things that I'm used to doing.
Okay.
You know, I can't run behind my beautiful daughter like I want to, you know.
Right.
But hey, like I said, God got a plan. You know what I'm saying?
She can get that cane low.
Oh yeah, she get it. She know that. But so I spoke upon it. Like even I spoke upon I want to have my own business by play, or if not my own business, I want to be a part of it. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Not working for nobody else.
Absolutely.
And look what God did. He
Mm.
worked it out. You know,
Yes.
even through what I went through, He still worked it out in my
Right.
favor.
Right.
So, but Atlanta's, you know, it's like I said, family oriented.
Beautiful restaurant.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Beautiful.
You're gonna love it when later on. You're gonna love it.
Listen, you
Or-
have bands that come and
Yeah, we like I said, we do a bunch of events. You know,
Okay.
we've simmered it down now since after this COVID. We've kind of
right.
put it on a more of an upscale level. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We just had our first wedding held
Wow.
there. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we just had our first wedding, so you know that was for a change. And I mean, we've had baby showers, bridal showers, different things like that. You know, we're not an event center, you know, that with everybody, but the building is so nice. People love to, you know, have things there.
Yeah.
And adapt during the time. So
Of course, you know, with this COVID, we try to get it how we can right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's a little bit about Atlanta. Best food, best seafood, you know, in town. So
Seafood,
come try it out.
seafood.
484 North Highway 52, Monk's Corner, South Carolina,
Yeah.
29461 is the address. And telephone number is 843-761-1011.
I normally don't do this, but is your seafood better than mine? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, this guy here, I want him in my kitchen. I'm gonna get him there one day.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna collab sooner or later.
We definitely do some
We're gonna
collaboration.
do some things, so y'all look out for that.
Oh
Right.
boy,
Right.
listen,
Right.
don't forget me
Oh no, we gonna make sure you the first one to know.
That's for real.
All right. You ready? Come on with it. I'm excited.
Well, no. Well, again, the name of my company is Middleton Made Knives, and my company's been open running for 10 years. I haven't worked on somebody else's job since 2011. So it's been truly a blessing, and I've been able to meet people, meet celebrities, and travel all across the country just from knives. And let me say it before I forget.
Okay.
If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram, Middleton Made Knives. That's Facebook and Instagram. Twitter is not really a good one for me, but it's MM Knives on Twitter. But I brought some knives. They didn't bring the food, but I brought some knives.
Listen. Let me just slide in while you prepare. I just need one of these two bring us
Girl, let me tell you,
I mean, the only reason why I brought that shit, I know you gonna come
Here we go.
to the restaurant.
Right.
Well, I gotta check in to save it.
What about you, boy?
I was just saying.
So what I brought today is a 10-inch chef knife with a Japanese type of handle material. The type of steel is called Damascus. This is about 400 layers of steel compressed together. There are some videos that were taken earlier.
Awesome.
So you'll see me compressing the steel together, and you see the layers inside the steel. And
Wow.
that's how it really turns out.
Wow.
Don't cut me.
I mean, beautiful.
So that's one of my custom knives. And so what I decided to do is I've been making custom knives for a long time.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful.
what I did was, I noticed people that work in the kitchen really don't make that much money. I know where you live.
Look, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go there, but we're on TV. Yeah.
So I decided to produce, like from day one, the dream was to employ people from my community and be like this American-made manufacturer that's black owned.
Right.
And so I decided to start it. I was the first person to create a successful knife campaign on Kickstarter.
Whoa.
The very first one.
Wow.
And we raised $35,000 on that campaign.
Wow.
And so from doing that, I decided to create this line called Echo. And it echoes what Middleton is. And we is able to give a knife to a line cook that maybe not making a lot of money.
Wow.
But at a range where it's competitive with others, other that's in the market now. So this is one of them.
Oh my goodness! Wow, look at this.
So that's one of them, and you can get that. There's 3 knives in that set, and the chef knife. This is like the middle one. It's called the Nikiri. It's a Japanese vegetable knife.
Wow.
And the first one is the 8-inch chef knife, the Nikiri, and a 4-inch paring.
Wow.
And you can pick that out of. You can pick the different colors out of 5 to.
Beautiful. Yeah. Look at the chef over there. Tell me. I love it.
So basically, that like my brother said earlier in the show, that my family is a lot of us is entrepreneur mind,
Right.
and to have the faith to step out and do something when nobody else believes you, because truthfully, honestly, who will really think knives?
Right. I mean, that's what caught my attention.
Like
Who thinks about it?
like who really think knives? Like even though it's a big industry, but not with black men, black women. Like, and to have a black man succeed
Yes.
in that realm is very impressive.
Right.
Like it's not many of us at all. The person that taught me, he said, "Quintin, you're the most known unknown maker."
Wow.
Because the reason why he said I'm known, because every knife maker, they're trying to please one another, and they're in that box. And God said, "I need you to think outside of that.
Oh, come on.
Like I need you to think out. I need you to think about the millionaires, the homeowners, and the home cooks. And I need you to think at all these people, because that's where I'm going to take you."
Wow.
Like so now my mind is beyond my peers.
Right.
So even if they say something or agree with me or don't, it doesn't faze me, because my vision is way beyond.
Focus.
It is way beyond, and that's how I said earlier, I wasn't able to understand or hear my brother, because my vision was so far ahead.
Right.
I didn't see anybody else, and from doing that, the thing about success, or the bad thing about success, is success.
Right.
Because and also being married, you can be a public success and a private failure. Like because you're
okay.
It's like because you're chasing the fame, you're chasing the pat on the back, you're chasing the money, but you're forgetting what you're doing it for.
Right.
And I forgot what I was doing it for.
You know, I appreciate your honesty.
Oh yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you bringing it to the forefront, because so many need to hear that, and that's how relationships start criminal.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Because if you from day one say, "I'm doing this for my family," and then you're starting to go, and then your family is getting left behind, there's something wrong.
Right.
The thing I'm learning now is balance.
That's it.
Like if you don't have balance, something is going to be out of place. So I didn't want to be a public success and a private failure.
Right.
Because when I first started, I wanted to be everywhere, in every magazine, and I just wanted to be known.
Right.
But the thing how God works, He don't need my help. He don't need my help, because every magazine article, every video, everything that I have done I've never reached out to anybody. Not one bit.
Our light shall shine.
Like every they called me, I'm in their magazine with Kevin Hart. I'm in Vogue, like that's a fashion magazine, and that's in Italy. They got me in there. I'm in GQ, Food and Wine magazine, Entrepreneur magazine. I'm everywhere, and I have not reached out or called anybody. That ain't nothing but the grace of God.
Yes.
So that's why I have to be mindful. I have to be focused because the things that we need right now is representation.
Yes.
If I cannot stand and say I am a man of God, I'm a black man standing on integrity, I want my son to see that. So he can stand the same way.
Yes.
And other men and other women, they can stand in integrity because if he can do it, I can.
That's right. That's right. So we all agree up here, humbleness.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah.
Humbleness
Definitely.
will get you where
My dad told
I'm
me,
with y'all taste the grapes.
like my dad told both of us, man is to take your brother the money with.
Oh
Come
yeah.
on now.
Oh yeah.
And
Come on.
Definitely can agree to that.
Yes.
so
Yes.
he told us that thing stuck with me forever. And that's something that if someone just talked to you about me, they say like he has so much manners, he's humble, his smile, and it's just him. And I'm probably joking, you probably hear that a little bit, but the thing is I have to stand in integrity.
That's right.
Because there are people looking at me in representation as a black man. Because as a black man, there's so many out there on social media
Right.
that's really giving us a bad look. So if someone that can get in, sorry for saying it like this, a white dominated arena and stand with integrity,
Right.
that's great representation.
Come on now. Absolutely.
Reach, my bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You all right with me? No, I don't see much. Excuse me.
No, that's
All right with me. You too, sir.
all right. This is what it's called. This is what it's about. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm telling you, we're getting ready to wrap up the show for today. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your time, your honesty, and bringing us to some light things that only you can tell. You know what I'm saying? Only y'all can tell your story. I'm just so honored to have you here. We all learn from your success. We look forward to you moving forward into greatness, being greatness. I mean, I'm looking for have the chef come out, get your planners, get them guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about this. And I just want to say thank you. You know, it takes a lot, especially for men, and I'm just going to be honest with you, to come forward and share some stories with honesty.
Let me tell you, I don't want to do none of this.
So I'm grateful.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't do this. But I do have a lot to say sometimes. But I feel like here it was one of the times.
That you were ready.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
You know, it's so funny that you say that because when we first got on the phone, I knew you was on the phone. But Quintin and I just had a whole conversation. I was like, Mark, he's like, no, you won't. He's like, no, y'all doing good. I'm the quiet one. But I had something to say. Everybody know. And I appreciate it because you had something to say to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate this I thank y'all for being on our first episode. I think it's powerful. I pray that our audience has enjoyed this episode, and we look forward to some more greatness coming back. So I'm gonna give y'all a all right.
Well, since this is your first one, I cannot leave without doing this. Whatever you put your mind to, whatever God has designed for you to do, I pray that you walk in it with integrity. Whatever, let this video, when you review it over and over, you have a moment in time that you can say somebody's encouraged. If you don't hear it from anybody else, then somebody that this video will prove to you that somebody's pushing you. Like you, whatever you're going to do, is going to be in decent and in order. So
see that.
I'm going to touch your feet if you allow me to.
Thanks, sir.
Lord, thank you, Father. Bless her feet right now, Lord. Wherever she placed her feet, it will be holy ground. Wherever she decree and declare your name, Father, it will be holy, God. Oh, Heavenly Father, whatever she put her mind to do, Father, let it do the things that you want her to do, Father. Let it go in decent and order, Father. I'm blessing her right now, Father. We're touching and agreeing that it will be done in your name, Jesus the Christ. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I receive that in the name of Jesus. Listen, audience, y'all just saw it for yourself. This is real. I thank y'all for taking time out with us. And I just want to say, Lord, I thank you for what you're doing and where you're taking us. So I'm closing out. But one of my guests sings, and I would be honored if he would close us out. His brother sings too. His brother said he ain't going. But I would love for Mr. Quintin to take us out on a song, which I think wow.
Whatever you mean.
You got your. Let me get the swag on.
Go ahead now. Get the swag. Get the swag.
I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you that I love you more than anything.
We'll be right back.
The Bev For Real Talk Show would like to thank the following sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, one thing I like to say to you, and I will say this day forward towards the end, be true to yourself by keeping it real for real. God bless, and we'll see you on the next show.
The Bev For Real Show is produced by Vice Productions.